But we also have some great experts. We're going overseas right now. Dr. John Campbell from the Campbell. He's the Campbell teaching founder, medical lecturer, nurse practitioner, and an expert on coronavirus. Welcome to Newsmax, sir.
Thank you, Greg.
Interferon, seeing it a lot in the news, and you know all about it. What is it?
Interferon is a chemical that's naturally produced by virally infected cells. So if one of your cells gets a virus in it, that cell will release interferon. And what interferon will do, it will interfere with the activity of the cells around about it. And it will stop those cells producing new proteins. And it will interfere with the RNA metabolism in those cells. And also, if those cells become virally infected, it makes them much more likely to commit cell suicide. That's called apoptosis. So it kind of creates a firewall around an infected cell when a virus is in a cell. And this is a perfectly natural mechanism. But what this COVID-19 virus does, as well as spreading around the various cells, getting into these receptor sites, it also turns off this protective mechanism. So the field is open. The lung fields, for example, are open for this virus to go on spreading because it's turned off this interferon, which is the natural defense mechanism. So what this new drug, this interferon, it's the interferon beta, what it's doing is it's putting back that which should be there. It's a biosynthesized chemical. It's produced by bacteria and yeast where the gene's been inserted. It's a complicated protein, and it's given by inhalation. You inhale it. Now, this has recently been published. It's not exactly been published. It's actually being produced by a small English UK company. And they have to publish their results for the stock market. So it's not actually a scientific paper. It's kind of a financial requirement, really. So they've published this. And they had 101 subjects. But what they found was that 79% of the patients that took it didn't deteriorate. It reduced their chances of deteriorating to the point where they would need pressurized oxygen or ventilation or even die. It reduced those chances by 79%. So it's a very efficacious drug on the appearance of it. It's just restoring the lungs' natural function.
All right.
Patients were twice as likely to recover as well, and they had less shortness of breath.
It sounds very promising. Is there enough urgency here, though? I mean, you know, we're in desperate shape. They haven't even gotten around to publishing the medical paper. I mean, you know, like we need this stuff yesterday. What's next?
Absolutely. I think we can assure that they are working flat out on it. There's a few dollars profit in there as well if they get it right. The next thing is to do bigger trials, and eventually we'll need a phase 3 clinical trial, which should be a randomized double-blind controlled trial. Only then can we be sure that it works. So it's looking very promising. It makes kind of physiological sense that it should work, but we need the trial data first of all. But also importantly, at this stage, it does appear to be safe. So it's encouraging, but we need the bigger trial to say yes or no.
All right.
I'm hoping.
We are too. By the way, as you know, we all know, we basically shut down the world, but not every country shut down completely. Sweden, famously, more or less, remained open. And now we have real data. We can take a look. Let's put it on the screen, please. They kind of flattened the curve, too. Their highest case load, I think, was their highest death rate. They had 115 in early to mid-April, and now they're back down to about 10. Is this the way we all should have done it? I mean, they did not close down in a significant way like the rest of the country. They did socially distance, but they kept everything open. Did we all just blow it?
No, it's a very interesting one, actually. If you look at the latest figures from Sweden, which I have done today, they've actually had 5,667 deaths. And that's for a population of just over 10 million people. Now, if you compare this to their Scandinavian neighbours, such as Denmark, Finland and Norway, Norway had 255 deaths. Finland had 328 deaths. Denmark, 611 deaths. So they've actually had a lot more deaths. Now, there's a bit of myth surrounding Sweden because at the early stages, they weren't getting a lot of cases. But now they are getting more cases. And they've accumulated 78,000 cases now, as opposed to, example, Finland with 7,373 cases.
Okay, and so wait, I want to put that graph up one more time. So this is not a success story. Sweden made a mistake here by not following the rest of the world's lead, correct?
Compared to the countries that are surrounding them, the other Scandinavian countries, I would say that is the case, yes.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Dr. John Campbell, we so appreciate it. Interferon, we are ready. And to be continued. We'll have you back soon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Coming up, highlights from the fake